This shit looking real sad and suspect. Now, I look at it like this. Look at it like this. Why can't the fight be made? We got Deontay Wilder and obviously PBC on Fox, PBC on Showtime. Al Heyman fighter taking on and Bob Arum, top ranked BT, other side of the street fighter in Tyson Fury. Well, we got some things to talk about here. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com, and we're going to talk about some things that others aren't talking about in regards to who can Errol Spence fight next if it's not going to be Terrence Crawford. And well, he's got a mandatory coming up that I'm pretty much sure that Al Heyman knows about. I was at this guy's last fight. He beat Luis Collazo here in Philly. I don't think he can beat Errol Spence, just my personal opinion. But the point is, as we know, the IBF is very strict. They allowed for him to have a unification because his last mandatory was, guess what? By the time he gets back in the ring, it could be 2 years. So his next, you haven't heard about it yet, but I'm pretty sure that the news is probably going to come out soon that Errol Spence is going to have to fight his IBF mandatory, who was also a top-ranked fighter. Now, it can go to purse bid, or what can happen? What the fuck? Snow squall warning. What the hell is that? Snow squall? What is snow squall? I don't see no snow nowhere. It's 32 degrees out, bright and sunny. Anyway, if he doesn't, right? Okay, say for example, right? Errol Spence has been in a car accident. Errol Spence, when he comes back, if he wants to keep both of his titles, his WBC and his IBF, he has to fight somebody ranked in the top 15. He has to fight his mandatory, or he has to fight a unification which can trump or hold back via step-aside money to who? A top-ranked fighter. So I guess what I'm saying is, without trying to be all long-winded and shit, I think that Spence versus Crawford is closer than we think. Maybe not the next fight, maybe not in June, May, April or June, but possibly at the end of this year, at least what I believe. The pot is boiled over. You got Terrence Crawford taking to Twitter and shit. He is pissed. The pot done runneth over. And this whole catch me if you can, because that's what it looks like on this side. I got other guys to fight and you don't. You gotta wait. Like, that shit looking bad on Spence's side, but yet he was in an accident. But he still got his belts. He's not the WBC champion in recess. He's not on an interim leave by the IBF. He is an active champion. So, which means ain't nobody gonna be trying to hear, like, his next fight was supposed to be Danny Garcia. Are they still gonna go that route? And Danny Garcia, the way Al Heyman works is Danny Garcia was promised a big fight. Was he promised Errol Spence? Like, listen, no matter what happened, we're going to get you Errol Spence. Danny Garcia is taking a light touch, a very light touch, one of the softest of touches, in my opinion, against Ivan Radcak. Yeah, it's going to be a good fight in regards to, like, action. Somebody going to get knocked out, likely Ivan Radcak, his new teeth. But in reality, people going to be like, yo, you went back and still fought Danny. You could have fought Crawford. People want Crawford over Danny, but yet they can still sell Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia to us because Errol Spence coming off of an accident, taking another tough test against Danny Garcia. You think that Al Heyman want to have Errol Spence take the chance of not being 100% and losing to somebody on the other side of the street? I've been covering this shit for too long. Like, Al Heyman is the type of dude to tell Errol Spence, listen, like I told you, we can make them wait. And then, if we make them wait, possibly, he going to get frustrated and want out of his contract. And maybe we can get him over here like we did Manny Pacquiao. Yo, like, this shit been going on for years. So to me, it's like a somewhat unintentional freeze out right there. See, with Deontay Wilder, who else was he going to fight? You see what I'm saying? Within that stable to keep bringing in and building up his name. Al Heyman will work with other people if he has to, if he's forced to. In the case of Errol Spence, I don't think they really want to do that. I think that Errol Spence knows. He said it. He can fight. Listen, look what they got over there. He can even fight a fucking Yordenis Ugas. A Show and Porter rematch. Danny Garcia, as we talked about. Manny Pacquiao, before he even can fight Terrence Crawford. Like, that's how Al Haymon works, especially since Errol Spence is a PBC on Fox. Like, they have, like, stake and investment and stock in him. So to have him lose to Terrence Crawford and have to come back over on that side, you know, it's just, but at the end of the day, the money goes to the same place. Fox, ESPN, when it comes to all that shit, doesn't the money go when it comes to Disney all go to the same place? Which is the reason why a fight like Wilder versus Fury 2 can happen with ease. They still trying to work out all the logistical shit. But nonetheless, it's nothing stopping politically, as we can see, from Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford happening. There's even those talks and rumblings of Tank Davis versus Lomachenko, or Lomachenko versus Tank Davis. Another cross-promotional platform with an even bigger political divide with a Mayweather Promotions fighter, Mayweather Promotions, with Mayweather being ringside in the same building with Bob Arum if that fight was to go down. So like I said, the shit's getting old now, especially since Errol Spence is keeping his belts and he's back. It's getting old now, and people are going to be pissed if he fights his mandatory and they find out that this mandatory is a top-ranked fighter, right? He's a top-ranked fighter. And they're going to be like, oh, so you can fight top-ranked fighters. Let me see. I was looking for some highlights, but these are some people uploading the fight illegally, and I'm not going to use they content. But yeah, I was at the fight. You can actually watch the fight on your DVR if you still have it, obviously, when he fought Luis Collazo. And Luis Collazo was doing some nice work. But eventually, you know, he was able to get Luis Collazo out of there, busted his face all up. I got an interview with Luis Collazo after that fight. So we gonna see, man. But yeah, that Twitter finger shit, I'm glad that Terrence Crawford did that. I'm not, because that's out of character for him. He need to do some shit to let people know, like, yo, like, I want to fight, because Terrence Crawford, with all those other guys I've named, he has access to Errol Spence. But Terrence Crawford, none of them guys don't want no smoke with him. None of those guys don't want no smoke with him. So therefore, he would have to be fighting somebody in the top 15 of the WBO. And Jose Ramirez is not ready yet. He's got his own little plans at 140. Like, come on. Virgil Ortiz is working his way up, but he's about another year away from a shot against Terrence Crawford if he still has the belt. Sergey Limpinets, I don't want to see no fucking Terrence Crawford versus Sergey Limpinets. And I don't hate him to do some shit like that. He'll do some shit like, well, hey, we'll send you over Sergey Limpinets. Just like they sent over Luis Collazo and shit. Luis Collazo was supposed to fight Terrence Crawford. I don't hate him to do some shit. Well, we sent them somebody like they did with Felix Diaz. You can't say we ain't sent him. They sent him John Molina. Al Haymon will probably send over Jose Zito Lopez. You think he would send over Jose Zito? But no, I don't want to see that. I don't want it. And you can't make me have it. I'm not going to accept. Terrence Crawford against Sean Porter. Terrence Crawford against Danny Garcia. Terrence Crawford against Manny Pacquiao. Terrence Crawford against Errol Spence. I'm not saying these fights can happen or will. I'm just saying those are the fight. He needs to fight one of those guys next. Let's see who else. You know, I doubt it would be a Jose Ramirez or a Josh Taylor. Fucking give me, will Regis Prograis take the fight? Nah, I don't think so. I think Regis Prograis going to try to get a win, and that's at another weight division too. Nah, I don't think so. And let's not dare talk about 154. That's a big jump in size from 147. Those 154 guys are big. The only 147-pound guy that I can see, I'm talking about top guy that I can see comfortably probably competing at 154 is Errol Spence. I think that Terrence Crawford is like at his cap. I think that 154 is a little, that's pushing it. You see what I'm saying? It's pushing it. But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We just gonna have to see, man. Because as it stands, you know, even though Danny Garcia is ranked number 1 by the WBO, it's not looking like he's going to fight him. It's not. The WBO may order it, and then they'll order Sergey Limpinets. But like, what? We don't. We don't want to see that. We deserve better. We, the people, deserve better. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.